Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be spring cleaning my entire apartment, deep cleaning, decluttering, all of that, because the spring sun is here and my apartment has not been deep cleaned since I moved in. This was a bit of a process and the before was pretty bad. I hope this motivates you guys to get some cleaning done yourselves, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is what the kitchen looks like right now. Obviously, as you can see, I need to clean my stove really badly. My counters need to be cleaned. The fridge needs to be cleaned. My sink really needs some attention. And I also really want to organize this mess under here. Moving on to the living room, it is literally a disaster. As you can see, there is just so much clutter under here that just really needs to be taken care of. We've got so much stuff piled up over here that just really needs to be organized. I really want to reorganize this whole shelf and really this whole space just because it's getting really cluttered. Over here we have garbage and just some random stuff. This area just really needs to be cleaned up. Moving into the bathroom needs some serious attention. First off, my skincare cabinet needs some reorganization, and the floors really need a good sweep and mop, and like there's just stuff everywhere. We need to take out the garbage and clean behind the toilet, clean the toilet. I want to dust this shelf and just kind of reorganize it. Next, I just want to clean all the countertops and get this all organized just because it looks like there's too much on there. Moving on to the cabinets, they are also a mess and they really need to be organized. Now prepare yourself because this room is the worst of all, and it is our storage room. It literally just is out of control. We have this shelf, but clearly it's not being used. I really just need to organize all this stuff and make it look more neat in here. Moving on to the bedroom, which is also a huge mess. As you can see, the bed has not been made. Kyle's corner is just gross, and I really need to get in behind there and clean the floor. And then my bedside table is also like really messy. Like I really need to dust that off. And I really need to clean those dust bunnies in the corner and just reorganize this space. Moving on to here, yes, I know there's literally 1,000 clothes on the floor. And as you can see, we have a pile there, a pile there. This stuff just really needs to be organized and never happen again. Moving on to my closet, I am not going to do this today because it will literally take me forever. It is a disaster, and this is going to be included in its own separate video. I'm going to do a closet makeover, so stay tuned for that. Now for the office, I really just want to reorganize all of my papers here. Like there's a bunch of random stuff here that doesn't need to be here anymore. And I really just want to declutter this whole area and then also get in the floor and clean that. As well as my art station, it really just needs to be reorganized in a practical way, and there's just piles and clutter all over the floor in here. The last thing I want to tackle is this other storage closet. So as you can see, we have boxes, coats, random stuff. Now, as you guys can see, I have a lot to do, so let's get started. So first things first, I put on a cleaning motivation playlist to keep myself motivated and going, and I started off by just putting away the dishes in my kitchen and kind of organizing the cabinets a little bit. Then I decided to clean whatever dishes were left in the sink just so that I could feel more clean. And I also decided to soak the sink with some Comet for a bit so that we could clean it after. Then I just took everything off the counters and wiped the counters and the stovetop. It really needed it. I used this paste stuff, which works really well, but it just takes a lot of human force to clean with. But it ended up working really well, and she is shining now. Then I went to clean underneath my sink. Now I ended up finding a bunch of wood chips under there, so I had to sweep that out, which was kind of annoying. But then I just cleaned it all out and it was really satisfying. And then I spent a really long time trying to figure out how to organize this. It was like a game of Tetris or something, but eventually I figured it out and I'm really happy with the way it's organized now. Once the Comet had soaked for long enough, I just used some hot water and scrubbed the sink clean. clean. I also cleaned the handle and just all around it so that it wasn't dirty anymore. I cleaned the counter around it, and then I also started to clean the microwave because I don't think I've cleaned my microwave since I've moved in. That's really bad, but anyway, I just cleaned the whole microwave and it's all good to go now. So the last thing I cleaned in my kitchen was my fridge, so I started off by taking out some of the items that I literally never use, taking out everything and then cleaning the shelves, which were actually really hard to put back in, so I didn't take them all out. I just cleaned out my coffee card because it always gets so dirty. I actually made this coffee card over, so if you guys want to watch that video, you definitely should. So moving on to the bedroom, I just started off by cleaning off Kyle's side of the bed. I just swept and then cleaned around the wall, and then I just put everything in its spot. Now my camera turned off and didn't record my side, but I basically just did the same thing and swept the floor. Here I am getting rid of all the clothes. I basically just put them on my bed and then figured out a spot to put everything, but I cleaned it all out and I feel a lot better now that this space is clear and clutter free. So now we got started on the bathroom, and I just started off by going through my skincare cabinet. I feel like this is something I constantly have to declutter, so I threw out some old samples I had and then just cleaned out the drawers and then just figured out what I needed and what I didn't need and where the best spot to put all those things were. I also spent a really long time just cleaning out my hair ties and organizing that because I feel like that's the biggest mess. Taking a little break, and Kyle and I decided to order some pizzas to the house. So we're gonna have a little lunch break and then keep cleaning. So after a little break, we are back in the bathroom, and I just cleaned off this shelf and then just kind of figured out how I wanted to decorate that. I also cleaned the toilet and the floor around the toilet because you should clean your toilet. Then I took everything off of the floor and just cleaned the whole space because it really needed it. After that, I just cleaned out my sink and my countertops. I did this not too long ago, so it didn't take too long. And then I moved on to cleaning the cupboards underneath just because I always get water stains and stuff like that. And then I started to clean out all the drawers just because I always feel, again, like they get cluttered. So I just want to clean that out and maximize the space. Later that night, I finally got on to cleaning the storage room. Now, this was definitely my most dreaded task, and it actually only took me about 30 minutes in total, so I felt really good about that. If you see me laughing in this clip, it's because I was on FaceTime with my friend, but I basically just made sure that everything had a home and threw out what needed to go in the garbage, and I feel a lot better after I got it done, and this is a really satisfying clip to watch. Then I just found a spot for my filming supplies and decided to sweep and mop out the area to get rid of all the dust, and it was good to go. Moving on to the living room, I decided to clean my shelf, so I just took off a bunch of stuff that I didn't have space for and it looked cluttered, made sure that everything had a spot, and then I cleaned off my little hanging shelf on the wall because it always gathers dust and dirt from my plants, and I also took off the painting and cleaned the ledges around. Finally, I got to cleaning my table in the living room. This always seems to be the biggest spot for clutter, so I just decided to make 2 stacks of stuff, my journals and laptop, and our games, and I feel like it looked pretty good. This honestly took me a while because I was just trying to figure out what to do with all this extra junk. Once I moved the couch, I realized that there was literally so much stuff and dust under there, so I had to sweep it. Right there, I was just asking Kyle if he needed any of this electronic stuff because I wanted to find a spot for it, and look how much dust came from out of there. In the office, I just started off by cleaning out my art supplies. These always get messy. I need to find a better way to organize them, and I just got rid of all the extra garbage and papers from my desk. I moved on to the other storage closet, which I was also dreading, and there ended up being 3 massive boxes of stuff in there, which were mostly garbage. So that's what I'm doing in this clip. I'm just going through all the garbage and figuring out what I need and what I don't need. And I ended up getting 2 huge garbage bags full, and I feel a lot better now that this closet is organized. Alright, it's 10:41 p.m. I have officially been cleaning for pretty much the whole day. I am almost done. I just have this stuff to sort through, and then the rest of it is pretty much garbage or getting rid of. So I just have to sort through that and then do a full sweep and mop of the floors. And then we are pretty much done because I am pretty much cleaned out. So let's finish this off strong. Thing I did that night was just do a huge sweep of the rest of the living room, and then the next morning I did a mop. And look at the sunshine. I was feeling really good that my whole house was clean. Alright guys, so that was everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and you got some motivation and inspiration to do some cleaning for yourselves. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, make sure to leave a like down below if you liked today's video. Talk to me in the comments and subscribe so you never miss my next video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!